Hello, I'm Dr. James A. Farmer, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking with you about the 4 attitudes. And this is all a part of the Forward Thinking Action Series. I first want to begin by explaining to you how I remember the 4 attitudes. Keep in mind that when you're dealing with challenges out there, you are going to be in one of those modes. Now, this is how I remember it. Let me turn to my chart and show you this. I have RCAF. This is how I remember it. This is my key. Robinson Crusoe ate frogs. That's how I remember it. Now, some of you might have a better way of remembering it than that, but that's how I use it. So let's begin. The R stands for the resistance attitude, or the resisting attitude. And this begins with a negative mental image of the future. It will involve a lot of, and you know people in this situation, worrying, fear, anger, shame, guilt. These are all the negative emotions that come out of people who are resisting the situation. Depression, loneliness, and we can go on and on and on and on. You're going to hear from this person a lot of whining and blaming and how awful things are and just terrible thinking. You might summarize it that they just basically have poor coping skills. Let's get into the self-talk of a person who is resistant. This is the kind of self-talk you'll hear. It isn't fair. I feel bad because of what has happened to me. I can't quite get over this. Leave me alone because things aren't working out the way I want them to work out. Or it's hopeless. If only. I'm upset when all the cards are dealt incorrectly to me. You know these people are resisting. This is not one of the modes we want to be in. The next mode is what we call the controlling attitude, and it constructs a mental image of controlling and manipulating. You might know it as, I want what I want, but I want it now. It gets into a lot of pride, hatred, anger, explosive blow-ups, rage, fury, and it's comprised of a lot of shoulds, ought tos, have tos, got tos, and you better. The self-talk would sound something like this. I'm right and they're wrong. Do you know people like that? I can tell you I know a few of them like that. I need that in order for me to be able to move forward. Or I'm not getting them the way I want to get them. The next attitude I want you to consider, and that's where I want you to hang out, is what we call an acceptance attitude. And it goes like this. You've been dealt a hand of cards, and so you've learned how to accept that. Doesn't mean you like it, but you've learned how to accept the hand that you've been dealt with. I like to use the example of a young man I work with who's in a wheelchair. And he wanted to be the first NFL coach, and he may be someday. But right now, we're working on things such as going to college and getting a degree. He's in an acceptance mode. This is where you want to be. This is what creates creativity when you're in an acceptance mode and you're not dealing with resisting or controlling. And so these people are going to be a lot more calmer. They'll have the capability of loving, caring, contentment, and friendliness. They are into emotional acceptance and not fighting the situation as you would be doing in the resistance attitude. And of course, if you were in the controlling attitude, you would be into trying to control the universe. So the self-talk is going to be something like this. Things are the way they are, even if I don't like it. I can accept this because it is reality. The last thing I want to talk to you about is what we call the flow. A flowing attitude goes something like this. Well, you know, things are the way they are. There is a God up there who sees all of these things. I am aware of the cards that have been dealt to me. And I can pretty well accept this, and I'm going to go along with the flow because there's a God in charge and he's going to take care of all this. This is a person that has a very positive mental attitude, or a person we say who has learned how to roll with the punches. You'll find this person with enthusiasm, joy, peace, happiness, and delight. And I'm sure we all know a few people like that. And of course, this person has learned how to let go. Forgiveness is in their heart, and as I said earlier, rolling with the punches. They've learned how to do that very well. The self-talk is basically, my basic need is to feel good. I'm taking charge of my own feel good, and I'm going to move forward. Thank you.